All right, hey guys, what's going on? It's Rob here with BatchLeads. This is the advanced webinar. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. Let me know if you guys can hear me. And before I forget, I always forget, let me do this. Boom. All right. Yeah, it looks like we have a couple more people joining in. Appreciate everyone joining. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat right now. This one is going to be a good webinar because we actually had a lot of updates that were pushed out yesterday and the day prior. And it's going to definitely help you guys out if you guys are texting and really all that aspect of the BatchLeads system. So we'll get started in about 30 seconds here. We have a couple more people joining in the webinar here. Again, thank you guys for joining, and feel free to put your questions in the chat now so I don't forget and you don't forget. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. They can always go to the Help Center and watch the videos. And that brings me to my next point too. I get a lot of questions. Hey, is this video going to be recorded and put into our Help Center, or where are we going to be able to see this? So this recording right now is going to be in the Help Center. So all you guys need to do, and for the past webinars as well, just click this Help Center right here. Click Help Center again. And then it's going to bring you to our FAQ page, which is like our frequently asked questions and just a whole bunch of different videos that we did. And here is the one that you would be looking for, the advanced strategy webinars, or obviously if you wanted to watch the getting started webinars, which are on Tuesdays. That's just more beginners, just getting more familiar with the system. And yeah, you can see, you can type in whatever you want really. So if you need help with list stacking maybe, you can type in list stacking and there's a whole bunch of information that will pop up, or maybe skip tracing. So whatever you guys need help with as well, I just want to bring this up. Just click on the Help Center, Help, and then Help Center, and then it'll be right here in this section. And we did put a lot of time and effort into these videos. So, I mean, if you guys have feedback for us or feel that they can be better, please let me know. And yeah, we'll work on it. So let's go ahead and get started with the actual system here. So the updates that were actually pushed out, It had to do more with the texting system. And let me show you guys what I mean. So let's go to our SMS templates here. Click edit. Okay. And when you guys are creating your message templates here, you can see there's a couple of different things that are different. So now you see there's a message spinner right here. And if you guys scroll down, now the keywords that we had before, they're not blocked. So you can still send text messages with these words. It's just now not recommended keywords. So, you know, a week ago or 2 weeks ago, we didn't even let you send a text with these words in them, like interested, offer, cash, purchase, et cetera, et cetera. But now you can if you wanted to, but those are just keywords that we would not recommend you using. So that is one big change, because we had a lot of users saying, hey, I mean, it's hard to come up with 10 different messages. I'm doing very specific marketing. I need to say offer, interested, or cash. Honestly, there is other ways you can go about saying the same message as far as you want to buy their home without saying these words. But if you guys want to, of course, use them, then you guys can now. It's just not recommended keywords. And all I'm at right now is in the settings section, which you can either click this little cogwheel on the top right-hand side, or you can click your name and then click on settings. And then when you scroll down, you'll see all your SMS settings right here. I was in the SMS templates. So then whether you add a template or you're editing one, then you scroll down and all that information will be right here. And it's just a good list of words, of course, to not use, because I mean, we had you guys not sending out these words previously for a reason. It wasn't just because, you know, we were doing it for fun. But again, we had a lot of people saying, hey, I want to use these words. So you guys can, again, not recommended. And here are actually a couple of different templates that I have that aren't using any of these keywords right here. So let's see, I'll give you guys a couple of examples and then we'll go into the message spinner, which is actually a new update that was just pushed. So here, let me do a good one. Here we go. So look, hello, have you thought about liquidating address? And let me zoom in so you guys can see too. Here we go. So I'll answer your guys' questions as soon as I get done with this message spinner part. Just want to make sure you guys are aware of this because this is a new update that we just pushed out. So hello, have you thought about liquidating address? This is importing their address that you have. So whether it's like 123 West Main Street or 324 West Hollywood Street or whatever it is, that address will autofill right here. During these times or know of anyone, I'm acquiring a couple more and can help those in sticky situations. So again, it's getting across the same message as far as, hey, you're looking to buy their home, you're looking to help people that are in sticky situations. Obviously, like you're targeting pre-foreclosures or tax default lists or something like that, then this would be perfect. So with the message spinner, I'm gonna go ahead and click message spinner. And let me zoom out now. And you can see the different messages that came up based off of this one that I had previously created. So you can see here, let me zoom out again. There we go. So, sorry, my brightness just turned down. Let me turn it back up. There we go. So you can see here, like it says, do you think liquidating address during these times? Obviously, you can make them to how you want. So let me just change this. And you can see here this slider. This is fewer synonyms, more accurate. And when you slide it to the right, it means more synonyms, less accurate. So it's trying to get more synonyms with specific words, but it's going to be less accurate because you're trying to be so specific. But I mean, honestly, you can even just leave it like, I always say not at the very left-hand side, like don't slide it all the way to the left, maybe just go left to once. And then you can always change your messages right here. So let me give you guys an example. So like right here, this doesn't make sense. Obviously, do you think liquidating address during these times? So you can change this word, you click on it, and guys, you can literally do this for any word. You see, so it just helps you create the messages so much easier. And that's what it means by the synonyms. So it's really just getting this word and then finding synonyms for that specific word. So if I don't want to put think, I mean, I can just delete it. Or if I want to keep it there and maybe try to find a synonym, do you believe liquidating address during these times? Do you believe, let me see how that would make sense. Do you believe liquidating address? Do you believe liquidating 123 West Main Street during these times? Or meet anybody? So you can see here, it is a little bit confusing, but you just need to make sure that you're changing these messages and then, yeah, customizing them to how you want. The really main thing of this is just to help you guys create your messages way easier, because you can see here, it's just giving me different suggestions and I didn't really have to do anything. Obviously, there's a few changes, like as far as the words and everything, or sometimes it may not make 100% sense. But again, it's just to help you guys create your messages way easier. So let's just say here, let's do another message. Let's do another easier one. Let's do, here we go. Hi, first name, hope I have the right number. How's your day going? So a lot of people ask, hey, why are you guys sending text messages like this? So really, if you get them to respond to this number here, like, hi, Rob, hope I have the right number. How's your day going? If you know you have the right number and they respond to that text, after that initial text is when you can, really say whatever you want and not really have to worry about using keywords. So if you want to say, hey, have you given any thought to selling? After they respond to this first text that you send, then you can do that. But the main idea is so you aren't using these keywords in your initial text. Because these keywords, when you're using them, from what we've seen, your delivery rate goes down and your response rate goes down, because those are words that are being flagged for spam by carriers, which is why we have those right there. It's not just we're doing it for fun and we're, you know, whatever the case you guys may think. We're doing this for your benefit. So we'll scroll back up, and actually let's do the one that we were doing here. So hi, first name, hope I have the right number. How is your day going? I mean, look at this one. Hi, first name, hope I've got the right number. How's your day? So look, it's like pretty much the same thing, but saying something different, to where if you guys really just need a couple of different messages to add to your template, then it just makes it easier because you just click save, and then it's added as that template there. And then it just makes it easier creating your templates because you don't really have to put so much brain power into, okay, hey, how do I create 10 separate different messages that don't sound exactly the same? And this does it for you. And then obviously you can change whatever you want, or if you wanted to add anything, you can do that as well. But the next portion of this webinar, this was mainly the updates as far as the message spinners and then also the blocked keywords. I really just wanted to get that out because that is something that's important, especially for you guys who are texting. We don't have those anymore. So if you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat now, and yeah, we'll answer them. So it looks like we have 2 questions here. Rod asked, can we, and hopefully you guys can see these questions. I'm not sure if you can or not. What happens? Oh. Okay. Anyways, Rod asked, are we able to have 2 wallets if we have 2 users? Are we able to split campaigns in wallets? That's a great question, Rod. You wouldn't be able to split wallets per se. Like you would have 2 of these, because this is the wallet right here. Let me move this. Recharge balance. You wouldn't be able to have 2, but you can definitely create a campaign for a separate user. So let me just give you guys an example. So we'll go to our property section here. And when you guys are skip tracing, planning on pushing your records into a texting campaign, list stacking, finding vacants, literally pretty much everything that you guys want to do besides pulling real estate lists and maybe checking like your reports, you would do all from this property section right here on the left-hand side. I say this is where all the magic happens because you can really do everything from here. So let me just push one record into a campaign and I'll show you guys how you can create a campaign and set it to a specific user. So we'll click actions, and then we're going to click add to campaign. And then from here, if you guys want to create a new campaign, you guys can do that. Or if you want to select an existing one, we'll just do, actually we'll create a new one. So we'll do test 7, select our market, and then we'll do our time zone, Arizona. We don't have a webhook. This is just so if you guys have like a CRM system that you guys want to link, you guys are able to integrate it. Or if you just have a Podio, we have a more simpler way to integrate it just with the email address integration, which it is in the Help Center. So if you guys need any help with integrations or anything like that, just go ahead and click on the Help Center right there on the top right-hand side. Click Save Changes. And then from here, this is another key part of when you guys are pushing your records into a texting campaign. So before it didn't ask you this, and now we just push an update. I mean, it's been in this system for I think about a month now. But now you guys are able to add a tag when you're pushing them into a campaign. And why would you want to add a tag? So you can see here a bunch of different tags that I created. SMS marketing 7/16/20. So these are pretty much just tags that I created on the date that I pushed certain records into my campaign. So moving forward, if you guys maybe wanted to exclude these guys in a search or include them in a search, you guys can do that from the tags. And this is the advanced webinar, so if you guys aren't following along or anything, please let me know and I'll make sure you guys are taken care of. But this is a best practice, is adding tags to your records when you're pushing them into a campaign. So I'm not going to put SMS marketing 71620, but you guys can see a bunch of different tags that I have created. So in this case, we'll just do SMS marketing 7. Click Save Changes. And then it says tag will be applied to selected addresses. So I just imported one address. So the tag now is going to be with Thomas Abbott. And before I get into the texting portion, let me show you guys why I would want to add a tag. So let's say, you know, hey, it's the 31st tomorrow, or actually let's just say it's August 1st. And I don't want to text these guys who I just texted 2 days ago. I want to remove them. I don't want to have to worry about re-hitting them, or I don't want to market to them, period, because I just sent them a text message. So what I can do is I go to my filters, and again, I'm still in my property section, right where I can either skip trace and where I push them into a texting campaign. Click on filters. And then from here is where, and let me know if you guys are following along as well. Obviously, you guys can go back into the Help Center and watch this video back, and I think it'll definitely be helpful, but this is a best practice and I really want to get this into our users' heads. So you go to our tags here, and then you can either include people. So let's look for that tag that I just created. Maybe it didn't create yet. Refresh it. Go to our filters. And let's see. I don't know if maybe it's still adding the tag. I'm not sure why that would be happening, but this is why we do these, and good thing this is being recorded. Let's just try this again. And let's see if that tag was actually added. If not, I'm glad I did that because that is very important. Yeah, it doesn't look like it was actually added. Okay, well, let me just do another quick example so you guys can see. So I'll push this record into a campaign, same way. Let's see, we'll actually did it create the campaign? Yeah, it did. Test 3020, so we'll import this record in there, save changes. And yeah, it actually didn't look like it created the tag for some reason. So let's just try it again. SMS marketing 7. Save changes. And you can see here, this is the same campaign that had that one record that I imported previously. And let me just go back and see if it actually added that tag, because this is very important for you guys that are going to be using this texting platform. We'll go to tags here. Okay, so it worked this time. So you guys can see here, SMS marketing 7/30/20. So I'm in my filters right here, and I'm in the tags section. So now I can either include people that have certain tags in my search, or I can exclude them. So in that scenario that I brought up a couple minutes ago, let's say it's August 1st now, I'm ready to send out a text messaging campaign, and I don't want to send out the same text to the same people that I just texted 2 days ago. So what I do is you go to your filters here, go to your tags, and then you go to your excluded. So you're going to be excluding everyone who has that specific tag that you just texted. It doesn't have to be SMS marketing. You can do maybe mailing or cold calling, or whatever you want it to do. I've seen users do a ton of things. You click apply filter, and then it should remove 2, if not 1, if it applied it. Okay, yeah, so it applied it to that one record, but now it's 265,205 results, and prior it was 65,206 results. So just trying to show you guys the power of this. I just removed this record from my search, and now I don't have to worry about pushing them into another texting campaign because he's not even appearing in the search here. So that is one crucial way that you guys can not text the same people, and it's just a good practice to always do once you're skip tracing and then you push your records from this property section into your texting campaign. And it asks you for a tag, so it's just like, why not? Why not just add a tag? And then actually, let me go back to your previous question. So now if you wanted to add a user for a specific campaign, which is what the question was. Yep, Rod, are we able to have 2 wallets? Are we able to split campaigns and wallets? So let's just say this specific campaign right here. Click edit. And you can see here, user access. I don't have any users, but you can see here, let's say you have a VA or another user that's attached in your BatchLeads system. This is how you would pretty much locate this campaign to that specific user, and it would only be for them. So if I had, Rob, John, and Jay, and I wanted to click Rob, then this specific campaign will only go to Rob. So I hope that answers your question, Rod. Are we able to split campaigns and wallets? Yeah, so you can't split your wallets, but you can split your campaigns. And then you can have them for specific users. If that's what I'm understanding your question, let me know if I'm not answering it, but yeah, we'll make sure you're taken care of. Next one is, I have to jump off. Will the recording be available later? Yes. So again, once you click the help center on the top right-hand side, click on help center again, and then it'll be right here. Scroll down, and then you'll see the getting started webinars. This is Jay that does the webinars, and it's on Tuesdays at 3:30 Arizona time. And here's the advanced strategy webinars here, which are these ones that we do every Thursday at 9 a.m. So here's where you would be able to, see all of the past recordings and any other frequently asked questions or anything. Yes, Rob, thanks, man. Perfect. Okay, good. Perfect. Yeah, so if you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat now. And now I'm going to go over the SMS report section, because this is something that I know a lot of our users don't know about. And I actually get a lot of questions about, hey, where can I see that I'm getting charged for SMS, how much SMS I sent, how much I'm getting charged for my phone numbers. You can see all of that information for the texting platform in this report section all the way to the bottom left-hand side. So sorry, it looks like I'm getting a call. Okay, so you click on reports, you click on SMS report, and then here is where you'll be able to see pretty much everything that you've spent on texting, whether that's phone numbers, SMS you have sent out, SMS you have received, and then the dates as well right here. So a lot of people don't know this, but you can see all of that detailed information in regards to the texting KPIs, you can say, as far as like the cost per text and cost per phone number and everything, all from here in this SMS report section. And then the one above that, this is just the blank page, not blank, but this is the automatic page that it brings you to after you import your records. So after you import your records in the property section here, it'll take you automatically to this import/export section. So yeah, you'll be, sorry guys, I have some people calling me while I'm doing this webinar. But from this import/export section, it automatically takes you here after you import your records, and then you can see, hey, how many of my records didn't import, how many of them were updated, and then how many of them actually were imported fresh new data into the system. So let me just briefly break down what the difference is between all of these. So not imported, obviously meaning those are records that didn't import, whether that may be because it's not a valid USPS address, or let me just click it. You guys can see, oh, actually, wow. So some of these guys were already in my database and it didn't let me import it. That's quite a lot. Yeah, so same address exists in current import multiple times. Let me see if I can try to find one that says not a valid USPS address. Actually, doesn't look like I find one. But when you guys are in this, the not imported section, yeah, there'll be 2 reasons: not a valid USPS address, or it's either a duplicate, which is nice because it literally tells you, hey, the system did not import Reginald Bridgman at 3808 West Davidson Lane because he was a duplicate in your system, which is nice because you don't even really have to do anything. You just import it how you normally do, and then the system automatically scrubs the duplicates for you. Looks like we have a question. If I have batch voice leads questions, who should I reach out to? Great question. You can try to reach out to support@batchservice.com, or you can reach out to me and I can see what the issue may be. I'm not really too familiar with the batch voice lead system, to be honest, just because we're going to be integrating it within this batch lead system here. So we haven't really put too much focus or energy into learning that system yet, just due to the fact that it's going to be in this system here. So yeah, you can reach out to me or you can email support and we'll just try to help you out as best as we can. Support, I know they would definitely be able to help you, but if you're not able to get a response from them or anything like that, then just reach out to me, just because we are busy and we are helping out other people. So it may take some time to get back to you. So yeah, I would just say reach out to me, email me, or email support@batchservice.com. And that's where you can reach them at. Okay, Celion asked, is the recommendation still 3 texts per minute to send? Yeah, honestly, it is. Yeah, I mean, it's just so tough because, I mean, the slower that you send them, it does help you guys, but obviously, I mean, a lot of people just don't want to be sending out text super slow. So yeah, the recommendation of 3 texts per minute is, yeah, still definitely good. You can send less, you can send more if you want to. I would just say one thing for sure to keep in mind. So you can, when you're moving through your campaigns, you can even see, hey, maybe my delivery rate is lower, or maybe my response rate is lower. And then you can see if things are working for you or not, or what you might need to change. So let me show you guys what I mean. So we'll go into a random campaign, and then you guys will be able to see, let me scroll down, your KPIs right here. And what this is really an indicator to tell you what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So if you have a high delivery rate and a high response rate, then you're doing something right. Your messages are being delivered and people are responding to those messages that are being delivered. But if you're seeing a low delivery rate or low response rate, then maybe you need to change your messages. Maybe you have a ton of flagged spam keywords that are in there. There's just a whole bunch of different things that could be going wrong if you have a low delivery rate or a low response rate, which is why looking at your KPIs are super crucial. And again, I'm just in my campaigns here on the left-hand side, and you can click on any campaign and it'll show you. We'll just do this one here. And you can also refresh them as well. It says press refresh to update the KPIs, and it tells you once you last updated it. And I haven't loaded this one in a while, so. Also, guys, a good quota, I guess you can say, or a good ratio for a delivery rate and a response rate is 80% or above delivery rate is good, 85% is preferable, and 20 to 30% response rate is what we shoot for. So if you guys are looking for like specific numbers or like what are good numbers we should be seeing, it would be those. At least 80% or above. I'm not sure why it's still loading here. Move this. Okay, let me go back into my campaign here. Okay, anyways, I was just trying to show you guys the importance of looking at your KPIs here, because here's where you can see, hey, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? So 80% and above delivery rate and 20 to 30% response rate is what you should ideally be shooting for. Obviously, if it's higher, better keep doing what you're doing if it's higher. And then also too, on a side note, when you guys are in this campaign section, a lot of people don't know this. You scroll all the way down and you can see all of the files that you imported into this campaign. And you can see how many of the numbers were mobile numbers, how many of the numbers were landlines, were litigators, and were on the do not contact list, which is records that you may have marked as that. So you guys aren't going to be sending text to the landlines because landlines can't receive text. So it's saving you money on that end, because I know for a fact that there are some other systems that don't do this for you. They don't take out the landlines for you, but our system automatically does it for you. You literally just import your records into a campaign, and then it figures out, hey, how many numbers are mobiles, how many numbers are landlines, and then you can see all the different information right there. And literally all you do is just scroll down from the campaign section. So I'm still in the same section where you can see the KPIs here too, which is another neat thing too, because you can see, hey, how much money did I save by not sending text to landlines, or how many numbers were on that litigator list. Okay, another great question, Corel, hope I'm saying that right. Is there a way to remove the stop is not interested from our messages if we don't want them? So there is not. It's really based off of the numbers that you purchase, and some of the numbers are from different carriers. So you might get that message at the end and you might not. But what we've had users doing is, let me go to it really quick. You go to your settings. You can either click this cogwheel on the top right hand side or click your name on the top right hand side and click on settings. And then you go to your integrations, and you can see here, this is something new that we just added. So you can see it says My Twilio API credentials. So what Twilio is where you can purchase your phone numbers from there. Actually, from what I've heard too, sometimes at a cheaper price, and also the price per text is a little bit cheaper as well. But you can create a Twilio account, and then you can purchase the numbers from them, and then yeah, you link your Twilio account, and then those numbers won't have the end, stop if you're not interested, or whatever you guys are seeing in the messages. So like, let me give you guys an example what he's talking about. Like when I'm sending out some texts, it will actually say it like, okay, see, it says, hi, yes sir, yes sir, hope I have the right number, how's your day going? And it says right here, if you'd rather not text, just say end. So that's just automatically added to the end of your text. So when you're actually creating your campaigns, you're not going to see that message at the end. So you can see right here, look, like none of those messages are at the end. But when you're sending out your texts, then that's when they appear, and that's what he's talking about there. So if you guys wanted to change that, then best practice would be to get a Twilio account and go that route. And you can link it as well. And from what I've heard, their pricing is a little bit cheaper as far as the numbers and the texting. So yeah, I'm getting a ton of calls right now. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat now. We are going to start wrapping this up. Okay, so this is a great question. Celion asked, how do you filter your list to remove properties that have been sold recently? You wouldn't be able to do that unless you have that list yourself of recently sold properties. Maybe you have like access to the MLS or something like that. But in our batch lead system, when you're pulling lists, in about a month or so, should be even less than that, maybe 2 or 3 weeks, you'll be able to actually pull that sort of data, like the recently solds, or AKA MLS data. You'll be able to pull that in the map search feature here. So August is going to be a big month for us, and we should have that out by then, very similar to PropStream. So yeah, to answer your question, Celion, you can't do that directly in our system. not yet, you would have to have that list of recently sold within the last, I don't know, 3 to 6 months. Maybe you pulled it from the MLS or, you know, wherever you're able to get that list from. Okay. Rod asked, is this mobile friendly? What I mean is, do I have to be logged in the system on a desktop or a laptop to be able to receive those SMSs? No. Another great question. So Rod, if you have not yet, go ahead and download the app. If you're on the Google, I think it's Google Play or the Apple Store, look up BatchLeads. Download the app, log in, and then from there, you can manage all of your texts. You can put them as a hot lead, warm lead, not interested, do not contact. You can do everything from that mobile platform as well. And it's called BatchLeads, just like the system. And that's in the App Store. Apple all day. I hear you, Rod. So yes, correct, Celion. So upload MLS sold and opt them out. Exactly. So once you're importing your records, I'll show you a quick example too, just to make sure you know how to do it. So you go to imports, we'll go to bulk import, and I'll just do like a dummy file here. Let's just say this is my recently solds list. Let it load. Actually, I don't know how big this is. Okay, click next. We'll make sure all the data is mapped correctly. Yeah, so I've never imported this list before. First name, last name, property address, property city, property state, property zip. Okay, got all that good. So then, yeah, correct. So here you see opt out all addresses / records. You would click yes. And then what you could do is you can create a new list name, and then you can name it like recently solds or whatever. So then that way, every time you pull that list of recently solds, you can import it into this list here. So then it'll just keep updating that list. And if you want to take people out, you'll be able to do that. But obviously when you're opting them out, that just means that they're opted out for a reason, meaning you don't want to market to them or you don't want to do really anything with them. They're opted out. So that's exactly how you would do it. So yeah, to answer your question, I just wanted to show you a little bit more in depth. Okay, last question here. Looks like it's from Coral. So if we use Twilio, how do we import the numbers? Is there a way to mark the people you've texted after you have texted them? Is there a way to see what numbers you have texted for a certain property owner? How do I add a phone number for a property owner? Okay, so I'll just answer each question one by one. So the first one is, so if we use Twilio, how do we import the numbers? Great question. Actually, someone asked me before I got on this webinar, and I just found out as well. So what you'll do is go to your settings. Again, you can either just click this cogwheel or click your name on the top right-hand side, click settings, and then you'll go to your integrations. So then after you have all your Twilio accounts set up, after you have all your information and everything plugged in Twilio, then you'll be able to link your account with our BatchLeads system. And we are creating a video on exactly how to do that. I don't have a Twilio account set up right now, so I can't show you exactly how to do it. But just making sure once you have your Twilio account set up, you have like your pricing structure set up and everything like that. You link it with the SID, the authorization token, and then once you do that, it'll ask you, or it'll actually tell you like, hey, enter in, I forgot what words it tells you, but it pretty much tells you that once you're going to be doing this, linking your Twilio, it's going to delete your previous numbers. So then once you go to your phone manager, click purchase phone number, and then just like purchase your phone numbers normally, and then click submit request. And then instead of purchasing the numbers from us, it's going to be from your Twilio, because you've linked your Twilio already from the integrations right here. So I know it's a lot of information, but what you'll want to do is first, make sure you have your Twilio account set up, your pricing structure, make sure you're all good to go there. Then go to our BatchLeads system. And again, we are creating a video for this. You'll link your Twilio account with our BatchLeads system. You'll click activate the account, save. It'll tell you like to enter in like some certain words like delete, or I forgot exactly what it says, but it tells you to enter in words. It deletes your phone numbers right here from the phone manager. And then you click purchase phone number, and here's where you'll be able to purchase the phone number. So it's still the same way, but instead of purchasing the phone numbers through our system, it's through Twilio. And then once you purchase the phone numbers, you'll be able to see actually in your Twilio account which numbers you purchased and everything like that. So yeah, to answer your question, that is how you would do it. And I will double check as soon as we get off this webinar as well. I know they said that they created a video and they were going to send it out. So I'll just double check on that and just make sure it gets sent out for you guys. So yeah, I think that was a pretty productive webinar. Went over the updates and a bunch of key features that you guys should be doing. If you guys have any other questions, please feel free to email me, robert@batchservice.com, or shoot me a text. If I don't answer, or answer the text or call, feel free to double call me or text me. I am busy, but I want to make sure you guys are taken care of. So yeah, we'll end it off on that note, and be sure to join the webinar next week on Tuesday, and those are at 3:30 Arizona time. And you guys should be getting an email about those webinars as well. If not, double check your spam and let me know if you guys aren't. Because yeah, I've had a couple of people telling me they are getting them, they aren't getting them. So yeah, let me know. You guys enjoy the rest of your day and join the webinar next week on Tuesday. See ya.